movie begins in the dim depths of an underground excavation site where a team of researchers diligently works on a significant project. As they delve further into the cave's mysterious interiors, they stumble upon an ancient chamber that seems to have been forgotten by time. However, their discovery is interrupted by an unforeseen horror. A group of unidentified creatures, termed Vesps, emerge ferociously, leading to the unfortunate death of the unsuspecting researchers. These creatures, awakened from their ancient passive state, swiftly take flight from the cave's confines and pose a grave threat to the nearby town. As the narrative unfolds, the focus transitions to the story's central character, Alai. Deaf from an accident, she navigates the world uniquely. One day, immersed in her tablet while walking, a few bully boys attempt to ridicule her using sign language from behind. However, with resilience and grace, Alai decides to rise above their smallness and continues her journey without retaliation. Meanwhile, Alai's father, Hugh, and his buddy, Glenn, are deeply involved in a work-related conversation. Amidst their discussions, Hugh's phone interrupts with a call from his wife, Kelly. Concerned, she relays the incident of the boys mocking Alai at school. The family's dynamic is further portrayed with the introduction of Lynn, Alai's caring grandmother, and Jude, her younger sibling. The story also shows us a plot about Alai's personal life. During her walk home, we meet Rob, her closest friend. Their bond is evident as they walk, hands intertwined. Upon reaching home, Alai's delay piques Kelly's curiosity, and she playfully speculates about a budding romance between her daughter and Rob. Suddenly, a sense of foreboding permeates the atmosphere. Alai observes her dog barking wildly outside, signaling that something is amiss, hinting at the imminent danger from the Vesps now set free. As night descends, Alai seeks comfort in her room, scrolling through news on her tablet. Hugh, ever the protective father, enters with a concerned manner. As they converse, he raises the topic of Rob, wondering aloud if he truly has his daughter's best interests at heart. The next morning, Alai stumbles into the living room, where she finds her entire family clustered around the TV, absorbed in a breaking news report. The broadcast paints a grim picture. Unknown creatures, now named Vesps, are wreaking havoc in various cities. These Vesps, the news reveals, have a dangerous attraction to loud noises. In response to this unexpected incident, the U.S. government has declared a state of emergency, urging everyone to remain indoors and maintain silence, given that the creatures are drawn to any form of noise. Taking stock of the situation, Alai proposes an idea. She suggests that the family should head to the countryside where it's naturally quieter, offering them a better chance of evading the Vesps. The family unanimously agrees with this plan. Preparations are made swiftly, and before long, they embark on their journey in 2 vehicles. As they navigate away from the chaos of the city, Alai connects with Rob through a video call, ensuring he's safe. Amidst the uncertainty, they share a heartfelt promise to stay in touch and support each other until the Vesp crisis subsides. Their journey, however, isn't without its challenges. When they halt at a gas station to gather supplies, an unexpected incident unfolds. As Alai lets her dog out for a quick break, its sudden barking attracts the attention of a man armed with a shotgun. In a tense standoff, the man tries to seize control of Hugh's car. The situation seems bleak, but just when all hope seems lost, Glenn acts decisively, shooting the man in the leg. This decisive action provides them with a narrow escape window, and they hastily leave the gas station behind. Their relief, however, is short-lived. The very next day, they find themselves trapped in a vast traffic jam, with vehicles stretching as far as the eye can see, bringing their journey to a standstill. Recognizing the potential danger this presents, Glenn takes the initiative to reroute their course, suggesting they venture off the main road and chart a new path. Suddenly, as Glenn is navigating their escape route, panic-stricken herd of deer dashes across his path. The unexpected encounter causes Glenn's car to veer off the road, sending it crashing down a downhill. Miraculously, Glenn survives the crash but finds himself trapped within the crushed vehicle. Hugh, fueled by adrenaline and concern, rushes to aid him. However, Glenn, realizing the danger that lurks nearby, urges Hugh to prioritize the safety of the family and leave him behind. Kelly desperately attempts to call for assistance, but her efforts are unsuccessful as there's no cell signal in their location. With a heavy heart, Hugh assures Glenn that he'll find help and come back for him. But the hardship doesn't end there. As the family regroups around their car, the dog lets out a bark, unknowingly calling the Vesps. Glenn, still trapped but wanting to protect the family, begins firing his gun, diverting the Vesps' attention away from the family car and towards himself, making the ultimate sacrifice in the process. Yet, the dog's continued barking draws the Vesps back to the family. Recognizing the immediate threat, Hugh makes the heartbreaking decision to release the dog from the car, leaving Alai broken-hearted. As they anxiously wait inside the vehicle, hoping the Vesps will leave, Hugh indicates he has a plan and steps outside. But their trials continue when Lynn suddenly starts coughing, drawing a Vesp once more towards their refuge. Thinking quickly, Hugh grabs a piece of iron and throws it away, successfully diverting the creature's attention. It's during this encounter that they make a pivotal realization realization, the Vesps rely on sound and are essentially blind. Recognizing the importance of this discovery, the family commits to using sign language to communicate and avoid making any noise. However, with their car being a noisy target for the Vesps, it's clear they can't rely on it for escape. Formulating a plan, Hugh borrows Lynn's lighter and stealthily approaches Glenn's car. He sets it aflame, creating a distraction for the Vesps, with the creatures momentarily occupied. The family seizes the opportunity to disembark from their car and walk carefully through the dense woods, searching for a safe haven to spend the night. The family stumbles upon a seemingly safe refuge, a house encircled by a tall fence and secured by a locked gate. They cautiously approach the door, hoping to gain entry without alerting any potential dangers. However, a misplaced step causes them to accidentally ring a bell hanging on the door. The house's owner, completely unaware of the ongoing chaos outside, emerges from her house, speaking loudly. This noise immediately draws the deadly Vesps, who swiftly attack and overwhelm her. Spotting a possible entrance, the family notices a storm drain leading into the house. Taking the lead, Hugh begins to crawl through the drain, signaling the others to follow once he reaches the house's interior. However, as the family starts to make their way through the narrow drain, a sudden appearance of a rattlesnake catches Jude off guard, causing him to scream in panic. This scream attracts the Vesps, which immediately target Kelly, biting her leg. Thinking on his feet, Hugh switches on a nearby wood chipper. The noise it creates lures the Vesps, which meet their death as they fly straight into the machine's deadly juice. With the Vesps momentarily distracted, the family makes their way safely into the house. As night falls, they attend to Kelly's injuries. Eli, deeply concerned, tries to contact Rob for an update. Through their brief conversation, she learns of the tragic loss of Rob's parents and hears about the emergence of fanatical religious cults in the wake of the disaster. Eager to reunite, Eli urges Rob to join them, but the connection drops before she receives a response. By morning, Kelly's condition worsens as her wound appears infected. Recognizing the urgency, Hugh and Eli decide to venture out in search of medications. The city they enter seems eerily deserted, but they soon locate a pharmacy. As they search the store, they become acutely aware they're not alone. A mysterious man watches them from a distance. While Hugh gathers essential medical supplies, Eli stumbles upon a horrifying sight of Vesp eggs nestled within human corpses. Startled, her involuntary gasp attracts the Vesps inside. In a quick move, Hugh triggers the store's fire sprinkler system. The downpour of water distracts and confuses the Vesps long enough for the father-daughter duo to make their escape. After narrowly avoiding another encounter with the Vesps, Hugh and Eli unexpectedly cross paths with the mysterious man who identifies himself as the Reverend. Disturbingly, the man is missing his tongue. The Reverend invites the duo to join his cult, the Hushed. While taken aback by the invitation and the unsettling sight of the Reverend's mutilated mouth, Hugh and Eli decline his offer and decide to continue their journey back to the cabin. Upon their return, they administer the medications to Kelly, who, to their relief, begins to show signs of improvement rapidly. Through news broadcasts, Eli becomes aware of an interesting fact about the Vesps. They are ill-suited to the cold. Reports are circulating about an area up north, referred to as the Gray. This cold zone is unique not just for its inhospitable environment for the Vesps, but also because it lacks electricity. Consequently, its inhabitants are isolated. Adding to this revelation, Eli receives a message from Rob. He informs her that he's making his way north to a safe haven called the Refuge. The information brings a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. However, the peace is short-lived. The next morning, the family's hideout is discovered by none other than the Reverend and his followers. Once again, the tongueless leader approaches Hugh, extending another invitation to join the Hushed. Hugh firmly denies the offer, demanding that they leave immediately. But the situation escalates when the Reverend pens a chilling message that shows a sinister interest in Eli. The girl is fertile. Hugh's protective instincts kick in, and he takes out his gun, ensuring the cult members understand they're not welcome. The night that follows is punctuated by yet another hardship. As the family settles into an uneasy sleep, a sudden creaking sound outside the house startles Hugh and Kelly away. Investigating the noise, they're confronted with a startling sight. The young girl stands at their doorstep, her eyes wide with fear. Letting her in, they soon realize that she, like the Reverend, lacks a tongue, a silent testament to her affiliation with the Hushed cult. The family is taken aback when they discover the seemingly innocent young girl holding multiple phones concealed within her clothing. To their horror, they realize the cunning plan of the cult. Several phones, much like the ones on the girl, are strategically placed around their house. As if on cue, all the phones begin ringing in unity, their loud tones acting like a beacon for the Vesps. The family springs into action, managing to hurl the phones into nearby water effectively silencing the calls to the deadly creatures. However, amidst the chaos, the cultist sees the opportunity and successfully kidnap Eli. Lynn, who witnesses the abduction, bravely follows them, hoping to rescue her granddaughter. In a courageous act of self-sacrifice, Lynn confronts Eli's captors, drawing upon every ounce of her strength. She screams, ensuring that the Vesp's attention is solely on her and the cult members. This diversion allows Eli a chance to break free, but her nightmare isn't over yet. One of the cultists manages to overpower her, threatening her life with a knife pressed to her throat. The family, fueled by adrenaline and determination, retaliates. A forced confrontation ensues, with Hugh delivering a particularly brutal beating to the Reverend. By the end of the violent battle, most of the cult members, including their tongueless leader, lay defeated. In the days that follow the chaos caused by the Vesps, we find the resilient family journeying through a vastly changed world. This group, bound by love and shared experiences, move forward with a common goal in mind to reach the refuge. This spot is more than just a place. It represents hope. Upon their arrival, Eli, using an old car's power, charges her tablet. Much to her joy, she receives a message from Rob, who informs her that he's already at the refuge. Their reunion is a heartfelt moment amidst the chaos. As they adjust to their new reality, the two of them take up bows and arrows, proving to be adept hunters of the Vesps, signaling their resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity.